Founded by the Dutch in 1607, then populated by the world, what was New Amsterdam became New York City. At its heart, Central Park, an 800-acre urban oasis which each winter features ice skating at its Woolman Rink. But it's midsummer, so the ice is gone and the sand is in. Tonight, the AVP adds to the 400-year history of the Big Apple. For the first time, the world's best beach volleyball players play in the People's Park. A sold-out crowd is ready for a night of blocks, kills, and scoop-to-score moments. We've got your ticket right here on the CW. Welcome to the AVP in NYC. Gotham, the Big Apple, the city that never sleeps. Call New York whatever you'd like. We'll call it home for week 6 of play in the AVP League of 2025. And the beautiful Central Park as the sun sets, the lights are on, and we are ready for two teams, Palm Beach and San Diego, trying to put a stamp on their regular season. Welcome inside, everybody. I'm Kevin Barnett, alongside Olympic gold medalist Rich Lamborn. We'll have Cameron Irwin with us on the sand shortly. Rich, a lot of players have been waiting a long time to play in this venue.
Absolutely, yeah. New York has played host in years past. We were over on the piers, but never in Central Park. There's just something different about being right in the heart of the city. It just feels spectacular, doesn't it?
It does, and the players are really feeling the love of this city and perhaps the pressure of a season waning. For Palm Beach and San Diego, last chance to make an impact. Everybody plays 8 times on each side, so we'll have the final 4 matches for these two here. Palm Beach has been exceptional all year long on both sides.
They absolutely have. The ladies started off with kind of a surprising loss, but ever since that time, 5 straight victories, and they have looked better than maybe anybody else in the league.
Palm Beach coming off a victory in 2 and then a victory in 3 last time out in Los Angeles just last week. Brandi Wilkerson has been lights out.
Yeah, she is maybe the most impactful player that we have just from a physicality standpoint. I mean, she's such an imposing figure at the net. She's offensive, just such a dynamic athlete.
Perhaps the Phil Dalhausser of the women's side when it's all said and done. Her impact on the game defensively at the net quite similar. Wilkerson on the left, Jimena Paredes on the right. Canadians, silver medalists last summer, and errorless excellence is taking the sand now. 120 attempts, just 7 errors for Melissa Jimena Paredes. She torched Miami, 10 kills on 12 last time out. And finished with a game-winning joust reminiscent of her partner who rules the net.
Yeah, absolutely, and it can be a bit maddening that as they're chopping you up on the court, they both have those electric smiles that never seem to leave their faces.
It was a coming out party for Devin Newberry last weekend, joining the San Diego Smash after injury to Tony Rodriguez. She was exceptional.
Yeah, she played fantastically well in a difficult situation. Her first league action, filling in for the injured Tony Rodriguez, as you said, and you never know what you're going to get in those types of situations. She was phenomenal.
Stepped into the unknown and performed like a seasoned pro, carrying that San Diego offense and rising to the top of the league in terms of blocking. Devin Newberry, just 24, perhaps a bright future for the Santa Monica native. And she is alongside a woman in her renaissance at 35 years old, playing her best in the last 2 seasons, Gina Urango. We are here in New York, and it is special. Let's hear from Melissa Jimena Paredes about this event.
It's a dream. Like, I have always loved New York City. I feel alive when I come here. It feels very familiar because I grew up in Toronto, so not too far from here. Big city vibes. And playing in Central Park was never on my bingo card, so the fact that I can scratch that off is amazing. I love the energy here. I love the backdrop. I love what it has to offer. And to think of beach volleyball in a concrete jungle, the two don't go. But now that it's here, it feels very right.
Brandi Wilkerson with the kill there, and our first point is in the books off the service of Gina Urango. Urango is going to be the right side with the hat on, and her partner Devin Newberry will play left. Melissa Jimena Paredes will serve and then play defense. Good look from the end line there. Ball coming right into your living room here on the CW. Newberry And she just lit up last week. Newberry stepping in, hitting .479, putting up 2 aces, 7 blocks. And in 48 swings where she was targeted constantly, just 4 errors.
Yeah, and then those were early.
3 were early. 1 was over the next 3 sets.
Yeah, absolutely. We talk about the physicality of Brandy Wilkerson and her ability to impact the game at the net. Devin Newberry showed pretty similar skills in her performance last week with those blocks, and she's very, very aggressive offensively.
Yeah, fun to watch. Here comes Brandy Wilkerson. Speaking of fun to watch offensively, Newberry will see a lot of action again, and a big swat.
Yeah, I think that one stuck on the hand of Gina a little bit longer than she wanted it to. It gave Brandy time to elevate and just knock it back.
19th block for Wilkerson, a league-leading total.
Can you block with prejudice? Because I think that was done with prejudice.
Yes, you can. You can block with a lot of things. Option play. I'm not sure I would go option given the offensive performance of Devin Newberry.
Yeah, it's interesting because, I mean, it clearly appears that they want to work that into their game plan. The time to do it is when Brandy is back at the service line, so she's not just waiting for you at the net. But a couple of misses there early don't serve San Diego well.
Newberry will get the ball this time well off the net, and she will miss it. Tough start. Good one for Palm Beach. Cameron Irwin.
Yeah, guys, we've been talking about Brandy Wilkerson and just her ability to be so efficient. Well, she was the leading attacker in 2024, and she has carried that momentum into 2025. Just last week alone, she was able to hit over 600. Again, a remarkable number would be anything over 500. She had over 20 total kills, and a big reason why is she says she's carrying a calm sense of confidence into this season. A big reason, her second Olympic Games and that silver medal around her neck, guys.
Yeah, certainly said that the silver medal changed her life, did Brandy Wilkerson.
As it tends to do. I mean, that was just a tremendous performance from Mel and Brandy at the Paris Olympic Games last summer.
Yeah, they started out rough in pool play. It looked like they might be out of it before it even really got going, and then played their best volleyball through the elimination rounds.
Always nice to catch fire at the correct moments.
They've been on fire this year in that 5-match winning streak. Throughout the entire year, they have plus 32 on the scoreboard.
Consistency really settling in, as Cam mentioned. Taking momentum offensively from one year to the next is something special. And there's a look at it from Brandy in transition. Great pull dig, great set from Mel, and then that put away stretches the Palm Beach lead to 5.
Yeah, they are steamrolling to start at 7-2 with a variety of good plays. Alyssa Humana-Paredes out of the Toronto area, Lausanne, Switzerland, the actual historical home of Brandy.
Tiny late. The ball is passing you, and you are going in after that. Mel, on the 2 ball. If it's every time it's strange, stay close to Brandy.
Like to the seam?
Yes.
Okay.
Every time it's really close to the net, and you feel actually that she has, then you try one. But mostly too close to Brandy.
Every time she's trying, going back to the line, so I'm protecting that. Okay.
We're going to play a game of categories, all right? The category.
So you hear Coach Rico De Freitas right there kind of chronicling a couple things. He said, Brandy, on your 4 blocks, which is kind of where you jump hard into the angle,
At least for now.
you're a little bit late on the timing. See if we get any insight from the smash.
Yeah.
We're going to start with who's already starting with Eddie?
Yeah, Devin Newberry and Jeannie Rango talking about play the long game there. Tough in sets to 15. As look at our women's standings. Brasher and Nuss now at 5-0. They've already won earlier tonight. Humana-Paredes and Wilkerson, they'd like to keep pace at 6-1. Come out with a victory here. Denneberg and Donlin have been a revelation inside the 2025 league.
Yeah, absolutely a new pairing, but man, they are physical. They are fun to watch. Both just hammering balls out there and really making a statement here thus far in the league.
Looking forward to seeing more Cannon and Kraft. They've only played 4 matches. The LA launch will get some action over the next few weeks as we go to Austin and Dallas before we arrive in Chicago for the championships. Top 6 from the men's and women's sides will face off for those pairs titles. Here in New York, it is a perfect night for top shelf volleyball, and that's what we have for you here on the CW. Thanks for being with us. Smash, tough start, 2 kills, 3 hitting errors, and 2 service errors to open. You're in the box, Coach Lamborn. What do you say?
Well, I like what the Smash had to say themselves, right? Let's play the long game. You know, we can try and chip our way back into this, but really we have to just kind of focus on one point at a time, as trite as it sounds, and settle ourselves into our game. Kind of get rid of some of the errors as best we can.
They'll get a chance here. Chipped over again, option taken.
And that was one of the things we heard in the Palm Beach Passion Box from Coach De Freitas at the timeout, talking to Melissa about how to defend that option play. I don't think they had that one pegged, though. The lefty over on 2.
Devin from the line. And she'll sneak it over through the cable. It's nice to add points that way. Give you an idea of just how much she was targeted. First match against the LA Launch. She had 32 attempts. Did Devin Newberry. Responded with 17 kills, 5 blocks, and 7 digs.
Yeah. Talked about how well she played, and that is a great indicator.
That ball off the block and out, and we will find ourselves at the side change, 8-4.
Yeah, that's a high-level swing from Wilkerson. That set is off the net a bit. She's still able to keep it high, go off the block.
All right, next Saturday, the NASCAR Infinity Series rolls into the racing capital of the world, Indianapolis. The Brickyard will roar as the top drivers battle one of the most iconic tracks in motorsports. With playoff dreams on the line, tempers heating up every turn. Could change the season. Don't miss a second of the action in the NASCAR Infinity Series from Indianapolis next Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, only on the CW. Eight-4 side change, doubling up are the Palm Beach Passion. Brady Wilkerson back to serve the lefty. She's been going jumper. Puts a lot of spin on this thing. Newberry will get it this time. Looking in the angle, going back to the line, finds Wilkerson there. Another pull dig. Urango, scoop, no score. A couple of veterans going at it this time, no good as Urango slaps it home.
Yeah, I love that. Just sustained effort defensively from the San Diego Smash there. It took them 3 or 4 tries, but as Gina mentioned in the timeout, they're in it for the long game. And that is a good look at what the long game means. Even if it takes you a few tries, you got to keep going against this Palm Beach Passion squad.
Yeah, Palm Beach Passion got stretched into the long game last time out against the LA Launch. Lost the first set 15-12, came back 15-6, 15-10 in fairly dominant fashion. As that ball is too long, and a vocal Brady Wilkerson urging her partner on to the service line. San Diego Smash winners last year, the inaugural AVP League. Women's MVP right there. She'll set her partner a little lower tempo, and that finds some open angle.
Yeah, I like that. Make Brady guess a little bit up at the net with her block. Don't let her just get set up and get super dynamic against you. A little offensive wrinkle from the Smash.
I had a nice talk with former AVP pro Kelly Reeves about her friend Devin Newberry. Began as kind of an admirational relationship where Devin Newberry loved Kelly Reeves, the way that she played, competed there at UCLA. Devin would join the Bruins, and guess who she found in her senior season as a coach? Kelly Reeves.
The full circle world of beach volleyball, Kev.
Kelly saying, listen, I'm her #1 fan now. She was in stadium Friday night and was super pumped to watch the success of the player that she has become such close friends with.
When the student becomes the teacher.
Well, Kelly said iron sharpens iron, and I'd heard that also from Devin. Now, welcome to the Game of Thrones here against Jimena Paredes and Wilkerson. You will not find a sharper sword. Brady cuts it.
Palm Beach Passion game crafted out of Valyrian steel, you're indicating, Kevin.
Yes, sir. Jimena Paredes and Wilkerson hitting 7-14 in this first set to 167 thus far for Newberry and Urango, but they've steadied out. Find themselves just a couple of plays away. There's still time, but not if Mel is going to scoop and then put it away on you. Newberry pulling dig. And precision to the line.
Fantastic stuff there again. Sustained effort defensively. The first attempt doesn't work. They really settle in and engage for the battle. And you mentioned they've steadied out, Kev. Just a 3-point deficit. The score was 7-2 at the timeout. So they've really played better since that time. But is this deficit too great to overcome? We'll have to see.
They're going to find a way to destabilize Palm Beach. The rest of the league's been having trouble doing that, and that's why. Cut, shoot, swing, pull digs. I can't think of a skill where Palm Beach has struggled this year.
Yeah, they've got the full gamut, and that's really a nice look at. It's not a full swing. It's probably a 70 to 80% kind of wipe across the ball there, but that's just one of the many weapons in the Melissa Humana-Paredes arsenal.
Making the block call there for her partner. And that block does not happen. Explain the block calls. I think maybe a lot of people are familiar with 1 block line, 2 block angle, but there's more to it than that.
Well, there is more to it. You know, that's also an indication of where the defense is setting up behind you. There's the 3, which is kind of show the line and take it away late. The 4 is the reverse of that, show the angle, take it away late. We heard Coach De Freitas talking about that call in particular.
Nobody up, right down the middle goes Mel.
Brandy elated, as well she should be. That is a world-class swing, again, from off the net. Melissa going deep up the middle.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave nobody up, even against the defender, who at 5'9" is the smaller of the two. Only by an inch. Which you wouldn't know with Brandy and the way she plays at the net. Her pogo game is strong. No word on whether they hit a New York City club in the last couple of days. That ball's missed, but they've been doing a ton of media. Arrived early. Came in Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday. Spent a lot of time promoting the league, getting out here for practice, and getting themselves ready.
Yeah, absolutely, and understandably one of our marquee teams in the AVP league. A lot of demands on their time.
Time to score is now if you're San Diego. Staying with Mel. This time the block is there. And got it.
Good discipline at the net from Newberry. Got a little bit of that Mamba look on her face right there after that block. Take a look at that good depth. And then she's just straight over with the arms, kind of tracking it, shaping it back into the court. Excellent stuff, and forcing the timeout from Palm Beach.
Yeah, forcing that timeout at 13-11, creeping ever closer.
Building momentum as well, step by step, regardless of how this first set goes.
Because she's going out for you. So go around. Yeah, no, she's going out for your hit. Every time you go like this, she goes for you. That's why she touched that very good cut you did. Because you sell her the cross, she went for that. So you have this, okay? Make it smooth, shot. Timing. It's under you. It's not height, it's timing. She's serving from the middle, more to your line. Wait her to throw, little step inside. Mel, attention to your left.
Yeah, for sure. They're catching me this high. I'm debating whether they're in or out. I feel like they're filling, but
Another thing that can help.
And I'm gonna get my serve going. I also think Brandy might come in this evening. If she comes in all the way this side, let me take this way. Like I'm gonna shade a little bit actually. Just that's minimal court on that, so I do think if I can take the low one, if she gets a high, I don't think that's. I'll be in her back, and you just go sharp for that. Yeah.
You guys are playing really good volleyball. Keep it up.
Terrific insight there, Rich Lamborn, into how much communication and how much strategy goes on between blocker and digger, and also side to side.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got to start with the setups and where you like to position yourself, and then kind of what we're looking for strategically from them. I mean, there's so many elements that go into every given play. And then, you know, I mean, if they're out of system, the whole thing's thrown for a loop, and then you've just got to kind of react, you know. So it's quite a complex game being played out there, Kevin.
Yeah, out of system, meaning when you pass the ball and it's well off the net, you're not able to be in your regular offensive rhythm, and you're forced to just kind of make the next ball better, referred to as out of system. Sometimes that happens defensively if you make a high dig in the middle of the court. We'll see here how much Mel took from her coach Rico there about the high line being available. But look hard into that angle and turn it over the top is what he said.
Yeah, he was kind of saying sell that cross court, and she's buying, she being Gina Urango on defense, and then you have that open line shot. I do like how the Smash also kind of talk things through themselves, right? I think sometimes that sticks with you longer when you're spearheading the conversation rather than having it kind of fed to you externally.
Such a player-driven game in there. Out of the timeout, Smash get another. I was impressed last week with how much Devin Newberry brought to the conversation right away.
Yeah, absolutely. It credit to her for not being kind of shy in this unusual situation where she's just filling in on this team.
3-0 looking for the tie. Gina got the dig. Another pull dig from Brandy. Third of the set converts into a set point.
Another good defensive play from the Smash, but responded to in kind by the Palm Beach Passion.
Just maybe not enough room. So much damage done early at 5-1 and 7-2. The open for Palm Beach. San Diego has looked good in the latter half. They're going to need a side out here, and then they'll have to scoop and score one. Well, that'll make it easy. Palm Beach may need to close it now, or they're really going to be under some duress here in the first.
Yeah, already, I think, feeling a little bit of pressure. As you mentioned, that 7-2 lead evaporated for all intents and purposes here at the end of this first.
Gina said she was going to get her serve going. She keeps it in this time.
No.
And she cannot get that high line.
Coach Rico, the prophet, dials that one up for the winner in set number one.
Sometimes you should listen to your coaches. Palm Beach doing just that and finishing the first set with a 15-13 deuce victory. Checking the win there is Gina Urango as she gets ready for the second set. And we're getting ready for Saturday, August 2nd. The AVP is bringing the heat to the heart of Texas. Don't miss world-class beach volleyball under the Austin sun. Top athletes, big energy and nonstop action from center court. Catch all the spikes, digs, and drama. The AVP League from Austin returns Saturday, August 2nd at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on the CW. We'll see you there. All right, let's check in with Cameron Irwin here between sets, talking about Devin Newberry.
Yeah, I thought we could get to know the new kid on the block a bit more. After finishing up a stellar career at Marymount High School, she went off to pursue a dream, playing volleyball at UCLA. She got to learn from the likes of Stein Metzger, as well as Jose Leola and Jenny Johnson-Jordan. Her junior year, she was paired up with this person. This is Jaden Whitmarsh, her typical partner. It had a lasting effect. The duo actually were just this close to making the league this season. They were the first team out, but this is last week. Jaden Whitmarsh in the stands where she had hoped to be making her league debut alongside Devin Newberry, but instead she played the best friend and supporting role. There were over 30 people, family and friends, supporting Devin Newberry, and guess what? She's bringing them all the way to the East Coast. Another 20 making the trek here to New York. Everyone is cheering on Devin Newberry alongside Jaden Whitmarsh.
First team out, but next woman up, Devin Newberry, told me with the family she walked about 6 miles yesterday.
Hopefully someone in the family's a travel agent with all those people.
The shins were feeling it. Said she and Gina got out here and we're like, oh, how far did we walk again? Well, they heated up as this set wore on. Do the stats really indicate that, or are we looking at maybe not a perfect measure?
Well, you would have to kind of track it throughout, right? Because Palm Beach came back just a little bit to 571, still an incredibly good number, but San Diego went up to 294, which is indicative of their second half of that set play.
Yeah, the errors, those three coming very early in the set, and certainly felt like a lot of momentum was on the smash side as the sold-out crowd here inside Woolman Rink is enjoying Mark Sherman, all the antics, as well as a fantastic volleyball on sand as the lights are now fully on in our beautiful Manhattan location. So best 2 of 3, Kevin Barnett alongside Olympic gold medalist Rich Lamborn and collegiate standout setter Cameron Irwin. We are underway with another Melissa Jimena-Paredes attack, and that's an exclamation point to open.
That is an exclamation point indeed. She went with the soft roll over the top for the winner, set 1, like Coach Rico wanted, but showing that she's got all kinds of variety offensively.
Mel loves repping Canada, one of her favorite things to do. I didn't know that this involved carrying potato chips of the ketchup flavor inside of a fanny pack. Go ahead and check out her social presence. Really fun with Melissa Jimena-Paredes and Brandy Wilkerson both.
And Mel hammers one up the line, and Devin hammers one up the line.
Yeah, speaking of doing social media work, Devin Newberry living that social life.
Very good on her Instagram.
145,000 followers for the young volleyball phenom. Yeah, she goes a little bit wide right that time.
And she's got a lot of the kind of female empowerment type content as well on there, so it's really great for her bevy of followers.
Yeah, beach volleyball's having a moment. So much investment at the collegiate level has translated into a ton of talent joining the professional ranks. Its impact on the United States volleyball scene has been profound. And Devin Newberry, just the latest to kind of rise up out of that college system and show the level.
Yeah, the pipeline on our women's side is flowing.
Note to the AVCA, the same could be done for the men. Gina, tough serve there down the middle. Finally got a dig here, trying to slow down Mel and score. She got it.
Indeed, finds that sideline. Mel was in position, it looked like, kind of retracted her arms at the last minute, thinking maybe that shot was wide, but Gina with the range.
3-2, first lead for the smash of this match.
And look, there it is, just inside the sideline for Urango.
Gina putting so much focus this year on the mental side of the game, working a lot with the sports psych, trying to let the game come to her a little bit. It is working. Been so adaptable as that line becomes an angle, and we're tied at 3.
Yeah, kind of that ongoing chess game between attacker and defender. Gina making a break for that line shot that time, and Mel seeing it, slicing it off into the cross.
Push to the outside. Newberry, she's looking for the high line, maybe some hands, did not find them. There's a hitting error. They're -1.
Yeah, one of the other things Coach De Freitas for the Palm Beach Passion was talking to Brandy about was the timing on her block, saying she's getting hit under a lot, which means she's a little bit late. And so let's kind of keep an eye on her timing. Very good on that last one, inducing the error.
So by late, you mean she needs to jump sooner and be up in front of the hitter?
Well, the arms at the very least need to get over the net, right? Because you see both of our blockers, Devin and Brandy, taking a very deep squat kind of approach into their block to enhance their deceptiveness, kind of stay out of the line of sight of the attacker. Have a look at Brandy here. Just kind of has to go right off the tippy toes there. Devin able to see it easily.
So it's more than just a chess game of line, angle, hit, cut. It's a matter of time.
It's a matter of time in that you don't want to give away your position and give away information to the attacker. Yeah, you're kind of
a little bit like going in motion in football.
Absolutely.
Ripped right into the table. Another hitting error, but you have to like the aggression level of Devin Newberry.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a good, healthy cut. The set's pretty good. Not maybe as perfect as she might have wanted, but I like that mistake over doing something tentative and making a mistake.
Good color coordination here by the fan and Brandy Wilkerson working together. corner. Foul.
Yeah, Gina doing a nice job with those option balls of mixing up her shots as well.
Gina Arango, winner of the inaugural 2024 AVP League title, also won the AVP Contenders event in Denver. The Contenders circuit allows league players to be there, but they have to play with someone else. And she played alongside Avery Jackson, who just came out of her freshman year at Stanford. First ever AVP event results in a victory. 6 straight wins, lost just 1 set, and that was the first of the final. How about that? You step into a role with Gina Arango, who's just, you know, putting together any partner and winning.
She said to her partner, "You Jackson? You look like a Jackson." Little blood sport for you, Kev.
That is a deep cut right there. That cut shot is just out of the reach of Melissa Humana Paredes, and we are tied here in set number 2.
Yeah, that's a good crisp cut shot. Devin Newberry set up well by the amount of heavy swing she's taking.
Newberry pulling dig. Ball way off the net, allows some time. Chip shot is long. Point. Smash. Let's check in with Cameron Irwin.
Well, guys, that last point was very indicative to the next conversation. Typically, you wouldn't talk about blockers playing defense, at least in the backcourt. But in this matchup, it's actually highlighted. Devin Newberry just stands at 5'9". After last weekend, she was up to 2.2 digs per set. To give you context, Brandy's impressive too at just 1 dig a set, meaning they're pulling off the net, trying to play defense in a different way. Already in this match, though, it is 3 digs on the side of Brandy and just now 2 on the side of Devin. A different approach to defense, guys.
Yeah, that's such a critical skill for the blocker to be able to pull off and play defense. And Devin's so good at it. She's pulling off and allowing herself to dig balls with her arm, her platform. We see the overhand digs a lot in those situations, but she's speedy off the net.
A speedy approach there from Newberry, and then a slow shot for the winner. 8-7, they lead at the side change. A much better result in the first half of the set for the San Diego Smash. Here facing off with the Palm Beach Passion. Both teams in their final action of regular season play, and both trying to put themselves into the championships. And Phil Dahlhauser in his final season, the legend, the best beach volleyball player in the history on the men's side, is taking photos and enjoying the ride here in his last season. And we talked to Brandy about Phil and his impact on her.
Was there a player on the AVP that you looked up to?
Not to be annoying, but it was like Phil, obviously, like everyone did. It just seemed to be a nice little package of like what a professional beach volleyball player could look like. Outside of that, it's obviously like his domination and the legacy he's created with blocking. And that is just like, blocking is the reason why I play beach volleyball. So it's like, you're telling me there's someone that's doing this and it's this incredible level. Yeah, sign me up for that. And I wanna look like that. I wanna be like that. I believe I can be. So it was, he's always kind of been in the back of my mind for what's the best and how can I get there.
What similarities do you see, Rich Lamborn, between Brandy Wilkerson and Phil Dahlhauser, besides the hair, obviously?
Yeah, right. I was going to say they're kind of on opposite ends of the spectrum in that sense, but as far as the blocks go, they're very similar in that Phil, so big, so capable of taking away so much space at the net, and his ability to kind of impact the game from there and assist in a way his partner behind him playing defense is so strong, right? And Brandy's exactly that same type of player. Her dynamicism at the net is really something we don't see a whole lot of on the women's side. We have some big blockers and some great blockers, but usually that's a little more height dependent. She's got the sort of athletic piece that sets her apart, where she's got that good deep squat. She's really exploding and up big and taking away lots of room at the net.
She gets on those streaks too, where she'll block a couple in a row, block 4 in a set. She can really assert herself and seize total control of a match. Comes in first in hitting percentage, first in total blocks, 3 blocks per match. And that is a big reason they have won 5 in a row, including victories over Miami and LA last week, handing LA their first loss.
Now they're up against it a little bit here in this second set. San Diego has recovered from a slow start and is playing very well.
Jimena Paredes in the foreground. In the background, her partner, Brandy Wilkerson. This is Gina Rango going jump serve. Pushing it to the net and poking it over the top. Smartly done by Jimena Paredes. And the energy is back.
The energy is back. Yeah, they work a lot on their kind of team vibe out there. You know, both such positive, upbeat people. And you sort of need that at times if you go through these little swales of performance.
Brandy right there in front of the traveling offense of San Diego, picks up a stuff.
And there's a look at that good timing. Saw the shot coming, so she wants to delay her jump, but you still got to be quick with your hands. Gina tried to slap that with some pace past the block, but Brandy seeing it, shutting it down.
Second block, 1 short of her usual match average. Will she pick up another one right away? No, she'll pull and can't get a hold of that one. Too far to her left. Gina with the sharp shooting.
Yeah, this is the right decision from Brandy, and that's what you want. You want to make good decisions out there. It's not always going to work out. You can see her pulling as that ball gets a little off the net, but Gina just doing a really nice job tucking it inside the sideline, not going right at the body of Wilkerson.
Devin Newberry started volleyball at 10 via the encouragement of her dad. She'll pull and she'll get the dig here. But it is too close to the net for her partner. A challenging attempt for Gina.
Again, though, there was a nice look at the pulling of Devin Newberry. She's so deep into the court, and the cross court at that, the furthest distance she's got to go, that she digs that ball with her platform. Really impressive timing and foot speed.
Into the net, we're tied at 10. Anything can happen here. A race to 5, win by 2 in this second set, which has featured 10 ties and 4 lead changes. And the first lead of the match from San Diego at 3-2. Well, except for that start, this has been an incredibly even match. Jump serve down the line. Not a lot of option play here from Palm Beach, but a lot of expertly placed shots from Mel.
Expert indeed. She's got the loopy line shot. We've seen her hammer a ball up the line, and that's kind of the baby line. Also the knuckle, one of your favorites, Kev.
Brandy throws that one back. Got it, block number 3.
Yeah, so that timing really dialed in right now for Wilkerson. Talked about she and her coach discussing that at some length. There you see her up big and just swatting. You've got to be so precise with those shots, go up so high to navigate that big block. Gina just unable to do it that time.
First 2-point lead by either side leads to a timeout.
From position 5, okay? Yeah, you pay attention that she's...
All right, the CW is going bananas. The Savannah Bananas making their broadcast network debut next Sunday on the CW. What a get. Don't miss the greatest show in sports entertainment. The Savannah Bananas live next Sunday at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, right here on the CW. Can't wait for that one. Can't wait for our continuation of matches here on a Saturday night, a gorgeous Saturday evening in the city, featuring San Diego versus Palm Beach. Right now it's the women. The men are up next. Alhauser Crab against Buttinger Evans.
Kev, I like to go against the crowd, and I took out a second mortgage and put it all in the Texas Tailgaters. You think that was a mistake?
Yes. On so many levels. All right, a little bit quieter moments here for San Diego. What's the prescription, Dr. Lamborn, for their success here in the second and pushing to a third?
I think they have to remain aggressive offensively. Gina's been trying to sort of chip her way around Brandy. I don't know if that's going to work out in this latter stage of the second set. You got to go up and you got to be aggressive. At least give Brandy something to think about and not dial in her timing for those softer shots.
All right, we appreciate you thinking about volleyball here on the CW on a Saturday night as a way to spend your beautiful weekends. Sun has set, the sky is still lit, as is our court here in Woolman Rink. Kevin Barnett alongside gold medalist Rich Lamborn, along with Cameron Irwin, as the crowd bought the tickets early and showed up early to enjoy this wealth of beach volleyball inside Woolman Rink. They've been into it, treated to quite a show by the women here to open the Palm Beach versus San Diego. Trying to move to 6-1. Looking for one of those top 2 seeds in our championships is Palm Beach. San Diego's trying to stay alive. Mel's in the angle this time. That ball's well off the net. Not the greatest opportunity for either side. Brandy, she'll crank it up. Missed contact from Gina ends the rally and might be a bridge too far in this second set. Palm Beach +3.
Yeah, a couple of those sets in transition for the smash just kind of weren't close enough to the net to put any pressure on the Palm Beach defense. You can see Brandy Wilkerson pulling off the net with regularity during that rally. That's usually an indicator that the set's not quite there for the opponent.
I like the variety of touches Brandy has shown as she's been making these pull digs, showing a ton of control.
Now, those one-handed digs, not easy to pull off, but she's doing quite well.
Urango, go backside. Good cover by her partner, and it doesn't matter.
Brandy Wilkerson.
Is there a trampoline out there in the sand somewhere?
It appears that there is, and it just follows her around.
14-10 match ball, Palm Beach. Crowd trying to get a sky ball out of Mel. Not this time. Instead, it's an ace. Asserting their authority here in Gotham.
Yeah, just bookended that match beautifully. Started off with the 7-2 lead and kind of closed it with a flurry of points as well. The middle section of that match was very, very competitive, but that is kind of what tends to set the elite teams apart from kind of that second tier, is that consistency level.
From 10-10, it was a 5-0 push to 15-10. Palm Beach thrilling the crowd. Going to talk to Mark Sherman, and we will talk to them when we return to New York. The women of Palm Beach victorious again. A 6-match win streak continues. AVP League is brought to you by Wilson, the official ball of the AVP. By Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, let the good times cruise. And by StubHub, the official ticketing partner of the AVP.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. That's AVP height right here. AVP height. Oh, they can't do it in the middle. Good chase. you serving first?
I'll be back by 6.
Another straight sets victory for Palm Beach. They win 15-13, 15-10 on the women's side. And they are with our own Cameron Irwin on the sand.
Melissa, you pick up yet another win, and there are a handful of teams with just one loss on the women's side. How would you describe the competition at the top of the women's standings right now?
All the women's team are incredible. They're top in the world, let alone top in this league. So we know the competition is fierce, and we know we have to bring our A game every time we step on the court. There are no easy points, and there's no room for errors. So we got to be on our game all the time, and it's a blast playing out here. You want to play the best teams in the world and in the league, and that's what we're doing.
And Brandy, on the other side, you were able to pick up more digs against the San Diego Smash team, pulling off the net. What are you keying in on to be able to make those plays?
Oh my gosh, lots of hard work as a team. I mean, those digs don't count for anything if I don't get set up nicely to put them away. So it's a lot of teamwork, trying to be a little bit more dynamic on my defense. Melissa's digging it up a storm, but I got to try and help her out sometimes too. So we're trying to just change things up. And of course, these teams are so creative and dynamic as well. Different styles of play require different types of defense.
So much confidence for both of you, and you've got a big matchup tomorrow against Taryn and Kristen, Team TKN. Where are you deriving that confidence from?
I think from each other. I think from the work that we put in over the last couple of years and how we continue to show up every single day. We love what we do. We love being out here, pushing ourselves, seeing how far we can go, and we love battling against top teams, which we know that will happen tomorrow against that team. We love to play volleyball. We love to play in front of amazing crowds. It just gives us energy, and we just feed off of that.
You talk about the energy and the crowds here. I know both of you have done a bit of touring, whether it was the Empire State Building, even a show last night. What's been the best part of New York thus far?
I mean, the magic of New York, the grittiness, the beauty, the eccentricness, the energy, the people, the diversity. We love that stuff. We grew up with that kind of energy in Toronto, so every time we're here, we feel like home, but even on a broader stage.
Yeah. Awesome. Congratulations to you both, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Kevin?
Palm Beach certainly brought the energy. They hit over 500 as a pair. They limit their opponents to 222. And actually, Brandy Wilkerson outdug Melissa Jimena-Paredes 4-3. How about that?
Yeah, that is wild. Not something you see a lot. But she mentioned, you know, trying to have different matchups for different teams, right? And that was a recipe that served them well in this match, those pull dig opportunities. And so well done to the Palm Beach Passion.
Yeah, let's take a look at some highlights from that matchup. It was a 4-dig, 3-block, 6-kill performance by Brandy Wilkerson, who again just continues to elevate her game at the net.
Yeah, we mentioned, you know, that most teams are trying to avoid her, neutralize her, do something, and most teams, unfortunately, unable to come up with a way to do that. She manages to find ways to impose her will, and you mentioned the well-rounded nature of how she did that this evening, not only blocking balls, but digging balls and hitting efficiency impressive as well.
Yeah, and a good look at the side slide there of Brandy, as well as some of the pogoing to get a hold of balls and put them away. That one to get to a match point. And behind her, Melissa Jimena-Paredes, 17 attempts, 10 kills, hit 529. An incredibly efficient performance from her. Added an ace, and you get a straight sets victory.
Yeah, absolutely. They were dominant in all facets. San Diego did a nice job coming back from a slow start, but ultimately the consistency and the relentlessness of the Palm Beach Passion wins out in decisive fashion.
So the women are in the books, and we head off to the men's side of things. Phil Dalhouser, you saw him earlier, is playing alongside Trevor Crabb for the Palm Beach Passion. They are 4-2 and looking for one of those top 2 slots. Why are those important headed into the championships in Chicago?
Well, we have 6 teams that make it to the championship. So if you're in slot 1 or 2, you get a bye. So you get, hopefully, to play less volleyball, less mileage on the legs and so forth. And if you're 45 years old, as like Phil is, that's always a good thing.
Yeah, you'd like a little less mileage. If you're the San Diego Smash, you're going to hope for a little less mileage in this one. 4 of their 6 matches have been 3-setters, and they have to have wins this weekend if they really want to guarantee themselves championship participation and defending of their title.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of in must-win types of situations here are the smash, but the good news for them, they were in a similar situation last season, managed to work their way out of it and end up at the top of the league as champions. So not a situation they're unfamiliar with.
Last week we had a couple of big new blockers, James Shaw, Logan Weber, facing off with Phil Dalhauser. How about this matchup with him and Chase Budinger? Two Olympians going at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Two of our premier athletes out here. And we heard Brandy in our last match talk about what an inspiration Phil is. You would have to think that Chase, once he made his move from the NBA to beach volleyball, takes a lot of his cues from Phil as well.
Now, Phil struggled last year in league play alongside Avery Dross. This year, it's been a different story with Trevor Crabb. What do you like about that partnership? What has worked for them to get off to the start that they have at 4-2?
Well, you kind of know what you're getting from that man there, Trevor Crabb. You're getting the black hat, so to speak. You like to say that, the sort of self-described villain of the AVP, but more so an intense competitor, right? And as you kind of get to the end of your career, you like a little bit of that competitive spark reinvigorating you out on the court, and I think that's what Phil gets from Trevor.
Sometimes that spark turns into a fire. If you remember Chicago and the collision between Trevor Crabb and one Chase Budinger, which involved a shove and a lot of words that are not safe for work. Look at Palm Beach's season so far.
Yeah, they've played some tremendously good volleyball, all the while being a little bit banged up physically. Trevor's had some back issues, some leg issues. Phil's got the sleeve on his calf, so they are not necessarily 100%, but they're both so experienced. They've been finding ways to win. They're going to need to make sure they bring all they've got against this good San Diego team.
Yeah, first matchup of the season with San Diego. They come in at that 3-3 record. With a win, they could clinch that championship spot. Chase Budinger's upped his game alongside Miles Evans, the Olympic duo.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just about finding that sort of unity on the court. Sometimes they can chirp at each other if things aren't going well. If they kind of relax and play smooth volleyball like they're capable of, they've got a good shot at winning this one.
We had a sweep in the first. It was all Palm Beach. Will the smash on the men's side put up a bit more resistance, or will it be a clean sweep for Palm Beach north of their normal location? We'll be back to Woolman Rink at Central Park for this match right after this.